My name is Pierre-Antoine Devic and I work for Believe, a French corporation operating internationally in all sorts of music and businesses, labels, distribution. And I oversee all the classical jazz and soundtracks operations of that group.
What are some of the trends that you're noticing? What's maybe one of the most pressing issues that you face?
Probably the main stake for classical music in general is probably to connect the former and traditional world with physical newspapers, TV and so on, to the new opportunities and the new audiences the digital universe is providing to us worldwide. In every country we have some audiences for classical music, and we have to connect all the aspects to grow and develop this audience.
Is that happening? And if not, how do you make it happen?
We know that there are some main facts about classical music in the digital world, which is the growing business world in the music industry at the moment. For instance, we have several big streaming platforms developing classical services, such as Apple Music, for instance. And our role is really to best serve the audience and also to best serve the producers and the artists with the best ways to connect both stakes and both universes. We see probably an acceleration of the development of the digital world for classical music. We have some opportunities not to be missed in order to build and reconsolidate a wealthy environment for classical music, live recording activities, publishing activities, and so on. A fair such as this is a very good opportunity because this international dimension of classical next with representatives from all the continents is really extremely important, because classical music has always been considered as an international style. However, with the digital world now, we are dealing with hundreds of countries, contrary to the former CD era, and that's very important to embrace the whole world into that classical new movement.
Can I ask you, as someone who works on an international level, do you see a particular region that is maybe doing better, that is setting an example that you think is the one that should be followed, or does it still need more work to take the best from one region and maybe the best from another and putting it together?
At the moment, Asia is probably the most dynamic continent because we have many people there being educated to Mozart, Beethoven and so on. Apple Music Classicals, the brand new app from Apple Music, just opened an Asian version of the app a few weeks ago, and by the way, we had one of our artists as being one of the 8 ambassadors of Apple Music Classical for that operation. And we have big stakes in Asia. America is another stake because North America is a very mature market in terms of number of people that have a digital subscription. It's very important to develop the style of classical music in a very mature market. South America is a very dynamic market, especially this is an area that hadn't got the access to the CD 20 years ago, so they are already very established in the digital era. Europe is full of contrasts. You have Northern Europe, which is very developed in the digital space, and France, Germany, Italy, Spain, who are still developing. So every local situation has to be analyzed precisely, and with this global vision, this is very important. And I think that a fair like Classical Next is dealing well with local and international approaches.
What is it that is unique to Believe? Is it the positioning, or is it maybe offering the artists this international outlook?
So Believe is a group created almost 20 years ago and really created in the digital first philosophy. Our main asset is really our close connection to all the DSPs and the fact that we have built our full business in connection with those environments. And we innovate every year, every day, every week, create new partnerships with the DSP in order to best serve our artists, our labels, our producers, and so on. And the number of producers, artists, and so on we serve is growing every month because more and more artists and producers are going with us in order to conquer probably new fields in this digital universe. We have been a pioneer and we have been a very fast-growing company since 2005. And I think we are considered like maybe the company to be watched at the moment in the music business, which is extremely interesting for specialized genres like classical music, like jazz, like electronic music and metal music even as well, because we find a very creative and innovative environment to catch our challenges.